I'm Hannah Suarez, and this is my story. Once upon a time, I was a little girl in elementary school. This was going to be the place where I was going to be asked one of the biggest questions in life, for the first time. What do you want to be when you grow up? The funny thing is that my only answer was, I want to be happy. I know this is not a normal answer, and while I was growing up, I discovered that this was not a profession and that I needed to figure out how I would really make money. While I grew, I saw most of my family having different businesses. This kind of inspired me into wanting my own. But I still didn't know what do I wanted to do or what kind of business I wanted. And the thing is that most of us are taught that the purpose of having a business is to make money. But for me, it was different. I look at money as the consequence of doing the things that you really love and that you are really passionate about. But in order to know this, you have to know yourself. What do I love? I love painting, writing, traveling, helping others, selling, and being with the people I love. What am I good at? I kind of understood that in order to know what am I good at, I needed to put myself in different situations that were outside of my comfort zone. For example, I discovered my passion and ability in marketing and in selling when I worked in a clothing store as a community manager. And now the big question, what can I get paid for? I understood that I have to put together my skills and the things that I liked in order to make something that I can make a living with. And quickly I understood that there was a lot of ways of doing it, like having a marketing agency, developing and selling a product, or even have different businesses where I could get money and help different people to grow. And suddenly, I came to the realization that I didn't need to choose just one thing to do for the rest of my life. And maybe you can say I have commitment issues, but for me, choosing just one idea and marrying it to it was just crazy for me. And I understood that this was not the way my brain worked. But I also knew that I wanted to impact at least one person in the world with something I did during my life. And how could I make this happen while receiving money? Well, that's where the idea of having a wellness center was born. And I know that people doesn't give enough credit to mental health, but I knew that people needed a place in where they could be just themselves and take care of themselves. A place where they could get a massage, a facial, get their nails done, have therapy, do exercise, meditate, paint, have a diet, break stuff, and just a place where they could go and liberate themselves from routine. Even though you can go to different places to do this, wouldn't it be nice to have just one place where you have all of these and even have the possibility to have different me days? It would be awesome, at least for me. I think that this could include all the things I loved doing and I could make money through it. The Wellness Center is not just a place that you pay for, it's kind of a community. You pay different kind of subscriptions depending on your needs. And the whole concept is having a place where people know they are going for being themselves. You could go even in pajamas and nobody would judge you because you are in a me day. I would be able to create a safe place for people to be themselves and get rid of judging. This project will not only fulfill my life purpose, but will help the people to have a better life and a better mental health. I think that it is also a way to raise awareness into mental health and self-well-being. I think that because this theme is still not very constructed into society, a well-marketing campaign will be needed, and this is another area where I could develop most of my skills. This project will not only be focused in the customer and their well-being, it will also be focused in making a sustainable business that take into consideration the world. Because if you must know, one of my central ideas is that capitalism in its own is unsustainable. So the only way to the world to evolve is having a conscious capitalism approach. At the end of the story, we should comprehend that being alive and just being is already a success, and that life is too short to be doing things that we don't like. That's why I see money as just the consequences of passion and love, which for me are the true world movers.